Ruckus Avenue Radio.
Recording. Mallika, welcome to the Raj and Pablo show. We've been so, you know what? I never stay this late. I never stay up this late for anyone. But when we heard we were talking to you, I had to make an exception.
Yeah. I am very happy to be on your show. Thank you for having me. And I'm sorry, I apologize if I got a little delayed.
It's all right. You're allowed.
You are a star and a diva. You can be as late as you want, my dear.
Oh, you guys are so nice to me. Thank you.
Okay, listen, first, before we talk about everything else, let's talk about RKAY, because we've managed to see it, you know.
You saw the film?
Yes.
Yes.
So that firstly,
wow.
I have to say, when I watched it, and I remember I called up Raj saying, you've got to watch this and tell me if you can figure this out. Because first instance, it starts off with Gulabo and Mehboob, and it's so wonderful because I love movies that are a movie about a movie, and then it takes on a different twist, and you don't even expect it. So it's like nothing else we've seen.
Say again?
It's like nothing else we've watched before. It's very different.
Fabulous. That's what we want, you know? That's where the genius of the director comes in.
But do you know what, one of the, what made you do this role?
Because, you know, I've always wanted to work with the director, with Rajat Kapoor, and he's a very serious filmmaker. I've been a fan of his work. In fact, one of my favorite films is Aankhon Dekhi, which was his last release, brilliant film. And I don't get offered parts like this. Now, this part was like, had so many layers, and ode to the cinema in the 60s. I was waiting for a part like this, and I'm so thankful to the director. It's a role of a lifetime for me to play Gulabo.
You know the scene where in the beginning, because I don't want to give too much away for when the movie.
Give anything away, Pablo.
But the scene in the beginning where you're kind of like, okay, I like your script. I think I'm going to do this movie. Can I ask you honestly, you know, when you first read the script, did you think, I think I get it, I'm going to do this movie? Because I had to watch it a couple of times to kind of register what was going on.
Right. You know, when I read the script, I loved the script. But let me tell you, the philosophy in the movie and everything translates much better on screen. Gulabo's role and Neha's role translates much better on screen rather than on the script, because, you know, the whole look, the whole romance, the whole Mehboob, it's like a choreography. Mehboob and Gulabo, the choreography, the dance that's happening between them, it's very pleasant to watch on screen.
But it is an ode to the golden age of Bollywood.
Absolutely. I mean, it is an ode to the golden age of Bollywood. You said it.
But you know, the other thing that absolutely amazing, you reminded us of Meena Kumari inside Be Pure Glam. The look, and it is, wow, this is Mallika.
You know, that is why I was so excited for this part, because, you know, actors tend to get stereotyped, and I have been very stereotyped in these glamorous parts. And I'm nothing against doing glamorous parts, but they usually have no substance. And this one was playing an actress of the 60s, you know, so I had to research WAHEEDA REHMAN ji, I had to research Meena Kumari ji, and how they said the dialogue, how they looked, the clothes they wore, the saris. A lot of work went into the research, the dialogue delivery. They had a different rhythm of speaking.
And you're talking about the dialogue, another favorite part of mine, I could talk about the movie continuously, was when you were doing the shot and you were like, Mehboob, Mehboob, but there was somebody right on the side reading the script to you. Now, you know what? In the industry, does that really happen?
Oh, it happens all the time. Come on, like, you know, actors are spoiled. You know, Neha, one of the characters that I'm playing in the film, she's spoiled and entitled, and, you know, she doesn't care. She doesn't bother to remember her lines. She knows she looks beautiful, and there'll be some poor assistant that she can bully into saying the lines for her. So that's how it is, guys. That's the reality.
It's very funny.
Lovely one. Were you scared of taking on this role? Because like people have, like you said earlier on, have a certain expectation. Oh, that's Mallika. You've totally gone against type and delivered.
Thank you. Yeah, delivered. I think it's important to reinvent. You know, the mainstream Bollywood cinema has given me a lot of fame, has made me very rich, but artistic satisfaction now is what I was looking at. And when this role came along, it fit right into my plan. Artistic satisfaction is what I got from doing this part. I mean, where would an actress get to play Gulabo? In Bollywood cinema, mainstream cinema, it's impossible.
It's actually very true.
But you know, there's a Woody Allen film called The Purple Rose of Cairo.
I know.
And it's like, but it's like a film noir, a film about characters with twists and turns, and yourself.
Yeah, that's true. But and the song, you know, there is one song which in RKAY, which is an ode to Chaudhry Ka Chand. The song, just filming that song, it was just so fulfilling for me as an actress, because I had grown up watching WAHEEDA REHMAN's standing by the window, looking at the chand, looking so ethereal and beautiful. And here I am, an ode to that song, playing in that song.
Well, you know what? I know a lot of people are going to be excited to see this, and Raj and myself, we really enjoyed it thoroughly.
14th May, it's releasing 14th of May.
We're going to talk about that a bit.
What was it like? What was it like reuniting with Ranveer Shori after Ugly or Bugly?
It was nice because Ranveer, you know, that's in the movie. Ranveer is playing this this villain character, right? In the movie, he's a villain. But did you see? He's so classy as a villain, and in the 60s, villains had a lot of class.
Yeah,
you know how they spoke. Aap kaisi hain, you know, and they were very formal with the women, unlike the villains of today who just want to pounce on you. The villains of the 60s were not like that.
They had a bit of style.
They had style, the way they dressed, the way they walked. Even they had so much respect for women, although they were villains. That was.
I want a villain like that too. We all need villains like that.
Yes, we all do. We all do.
Seeing as we have got you, and everybody's going to be looking forward to this movie because we really enjoyed it. And let's just talk. You touched on what Bollywood's given you, and it has been quite a journey for you, right? Murder, and then brilliant songs, because you had some amazing tracks that you picturized. When all of this first happened, did you understand what was happening around you?
No, you know, I mean, I ran away from home to be an actress. It's been such a long journey. I come from such a conservative family. My father was completely against me becoming an actress, so I had to run away from home. And a lot of girls would kind of relate to that because, you know, it's a very patriarchal setup we live in, you know. The father decides what is to be done and everything. Murder, and I came in and I did Murder, and it became a super hit, and I became a famous person overnight. It was like living a dream. I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And also Murder at that time was very controversial because it had kissing on screen, and I was one of the first generations to...
It broke a lot of boundaries, didn't it?
I did with that. And I was not coy or apologetic about it. I was like, how are you going to show passion on screen? You cannot show flowers blooming anymore. You have to show a real damn kiss.
But people loved you, the audience loved you, the younger generation loved you, but there was this kind of unspoken kind of like, ye to bindas hai, she's too hot, she sizzles too much, she's too outspoken. In fact, whatever Kangana's doing now, you did then.
That's true. I guess I was ahead of my time, but I'm happy I could start a movement. But then we all know that Bollywood's very hypocritical, mainstream Bollywood, and Indian culture is very, very hypocritical, especially towards women. They don't like women to have strong opinions. And it's just my experience. This is just what I think, and I could be wrong. But they just want actresses to look pretty, to look glamorous, but do not have an opinion. Zip your mouth and do as you're told.
One thing we all three of us have in common is the burden of beauty. It weighs heavily, and people try to take it away. Keep your minds.
Well, we certainly have it, Raj, but I don't know about you, Raj, though. But what I was going to ask you was, you know, like you're talking about in terms of the expectations of Bollywood. Have you kind of, obviously, you know, Ranveer and Rajat, who you worked with on the movie, but have you got like a core of set people that you've kept in touch with that you are, you know, you're friends with and that you would consider working with there?
I mean, I just loved working in Rajat's film. Look at my co-stars, Ranveer Shori, who's one of the finest actors in Bollywood cinema, Rajat Kapoor himself, and also Manu Rishi. I think when you have great actors as your co-stars, your acting gets better. And that's what I saw what happened when I was playing Gulabo in the film, because there has to be so much restraint, so much discipline while playing this character. And I'm actually playing two characters, Neha and Gulabo.
That is, and you nailed it. You absolutely
Thank
nailed
you. Well, the credit goes to the director. He got it out of me.
And maybe a little bit of your talent as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us what else is coming up for you.
Well, this is the film that I'm really looking forward to, because the film is releasing in America on the 14th of May. You know, this went to the film festival. An American distributor saw the film, fell in love with the film, and bought it for the US market. And so the film is going to have a very different audience, which is really good for an actor to expand your horizons. But also you get, you know, independent cinema, it is so difficult to make an independent film. Like, and I feel Bollywood, mainstream Bollywood, I love, but it's very formulaic. And directors like Rajat and other independent directors are really struggling to get their thoughts out, are really struggling to get films like this made. But I think films like this are the heartbeat of Hindi cinema.
You've also got a South Indian film coming out as well.
Yes, that's later. But I've just done this series called Nakab, which is going to be on MX Player in India, the streaming network. And these are the two things that I'm looking forward to right now.
Well, we want to say you're going to shine in RKAY. It's a brilliant, brilliant movie. And thank you very, very much for talking to us. We've been looking forward to this.
Thank you. But before I go, I want to know what touched you guys about the movie?
You know what touched me was that kind of intrinsic relationship with Mehboob and Gulabo, where it was so old-fashioned. There was something so pure about it. And it kind of, you know, even when I don't want to give too much away, but you know, that scene where they're kind of reshooting it and reshooting, but the more you see it, the more you're feeling it.
I know. Yes. I mean, when was the last time, guys, we saw a film which had characters named Mehboob and Gulabo?
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel today, Raj, Bollywood's become like very homogenous. People look the same, the dialogues are the same, the plot lines are very formulaic. When did we see a Mehboob last time on screen?
Very true.
You know,
so that way it's really unique for me.
You know, it's like the true romance. You've done that. You bought it tugs at the heartstrings. You know, there's that one scene there, and it's like, and you like when you watch it again, you're like, wow.
Yeah, the love track, it's so old-fashioned.
That's what I was about to say, but you know, that's what I really loved about it. It's so old-fashioned, but then because the plot goes on to be slightly more futuristic, if you think about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's got a really good balance, but best of luck with it. And thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Are you guys going to play the song? Do you guys have the song?
We will be playing the song. We'll be playing loads of your other songs as well. So
what is your song? It's my favorite from RKAY, please. I love the song from RKAY.
We will definitely play
what is your favorite song of your films?
The one in RKAY? No. Right now, the focus is only on RKAY.
Okay, fine. We hear you.
Thank you, guys. Lots of love.
Take care.
Love you.
Ruckus Avenue Radio.